right? Then, what happens is, I did that yesterday, okay? As you can see, that's same thing but from yesterday. And in fact, it does need a little bit more time. It's not dry completely. So we'll see how it goes. But what happens is, you can see, what happens to the cellophane is that it all crinkles up and puckers up, like this. And, which is exactly what you want. So that when it's dry, then you just pull it like this, and they'll all pop up off there. So they'll actually peel off. Right now, they're not dry enough yet. Also, remember, we've had a lot of wet weather. In summer, this would have been dry, like hot summer, it would have been dry already. Sort of see if I can at least get one off over here. No, nothing's really dry enough yet. We'll see later. Maybe it needs a couple more hours. But basically, what happens is, when it's like this and it's dry and it's all crinkled up like this, all you do is you pull your cellophane and they all pop up. Okay? When they do that, what you do, just put this over here. You take a little organza bag. You fill a little organza bag with them, and you have like a little bag of confetti, or you can put it in a little box. The one thing about bath confetti is it's very cheap to make. I mean, you're talking about $4 over here.
Is it hydroscopic?
No. No. Only the glycerine is. There's no glycerine in this palm oil. So it's not going to want water, it's not going to sweat, it's nothing. When it's dry, it's dry. And then you take those, and they are very nice for Mother's Day gifts as well. You know, for Mother's Day on my mind now because we're getting close there. So, but it's a really nice Mother's Day gift. And you know, like to drop in the bath, you do like a little hamper, right? And you've got like a little candle and, you know, some bath confetti. It's really nice. And you drop them in the bath, and they are so pretty in the bath. Because you have these little soap flowers floating in the bath and eventually just dissolve in the bath, make the bath smell nice and soapy. So they can, but they're really cheap to make. Because if you figure how much one of those flowers must weigh, it's absolutely nothing. So think about how many you can make out of a kilo. But it's the only expensive thing about bath confetti is time. You know? It's a fabulous thing to do with kids, eh? You get all the kids in the neighborhood. Now you're only allowed 10 minutes each, okay? Yeah, no, your 10 minutes is finished. Now yours, so that they can fight over their 10 minutes, right? There we go, and then you get the whole job done. Because, you know, that's what they're there for, right? Right? Okay, so, let's just move that out the way. There's our bath confetti. Now, what I want to do is, I was going to do bubble dough, but there's one thing I want to do first, quickly, which isn't in the notes. Okay, so, I don't know if you've got a pen, but if you saw the last newsletter, did you see the last newsletter? I did those undersea scrubs.
Yes.
Okay, and I thought, you know what, they weren't in the notes, but I thought it's so quick and easy. Let me just show you how to do it, okay? Because it's like a really quite pretty thing. So, that's the undersea scrub. You'll find it either in the newsletter or on the website under newsletters of 10. Okay? What I just want to do first is I've melted my soap gel. Remember that you've got soap gel, which is a thick, gluey, soapy, moisturizing, wonderful, wonderful soap called like shower gel, for example. But here we're making a combination, combining it with normal liquid soap, okay? Just want to fragrance it. Current obsessions. The current fragrance obsessions are, just so that you know, pear, which has been an obsession for a few months, okay? Tangerine is new, only got it in a couple of days ago, so that's like whoo-hoo. And then pink grapefruit, a new one, which is absolutely stunning, and violet, which has also been an obsession in the last while. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I need just a little bit. Should we borrow this jug? I need a little bit to pour into here. You see the soap gel, you can't, normally with soap gel, if you're making a hand wash out of it or a shower gel out of it, you would just take it as is, put your fragrance in and stir it so that you've got this big, gooey, soapy, thick stuff. But with this, if you put it into here like that, it's just going to which we're going to do just now with the soap clouds. But for the moment, we want it actually to sit on the bottom over here. Okay? So, I'm just going to pour some out because I melted it a little bit earlier. I'm going to pour a little bit of, oh no, I did bring a Minimus one. Yeah, Ocean Mist.
Sorry, what are you using now? Soap gel?
Soap gel. Okay. Sure. Teaspoons. Working with teaspoons. Okay. So I'm just stirring that. Just put some fragrance in. Squeeze some fragrance in. How much? I don't know. Just squeeze. Okay. It smells good, then I know it's enough. Okay. And then pouring it in here. And why I start with this is simply because this needs to set before we move on. So I've just done that now, and I'm going to move it aside, and then we're going to come back to it. In the meantime, look what's happened with the confetti. Can you see that it's starting to set over there? It hasn't been very long. So, okay, so that we're putting over there, and we're going to just wait for it to set before we do the next stage, which goes with that. Okay, let's do some bubble dough. Yeah. It was a bit difficult deciding what to do in bubble dough today, but at the end of the day, Mother's Day prevails. So, some of you worked with bubble dough before. Oh, lots of nods. Who hasn't? Oh, right. So, when you came in, you decided, okay, bubble dough people on this side, and bubble dough people on that side. How did you do it? It was a secret code. So I must just speak to this side. Okay, bubble dough. I think the big secret, which is no longer secret, right, with bubble dough is baking soda. You must work with lots of baking soda, something sticky over there. Baking soda makes working with bubble dough easy. That's the trick. So bubble dough, basically what happens is you color and fragrance it, okay? And then you work with it. Whether you hand mold it, or you flatten it and you cut it with a cookie cutter. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that because I've got one cookie cutter here. Or you do it in a mold. When you work with a mold, you use lots of baking soda, okay? What is bubble dough? For those of you who don't know, it's a bubble bath. So you create your little, what we call bubble dough cookies, whatever they are, and then you leave them to dry. It could take anywhere really between 4 days and a week, depending on the weather. So, but they need to be pretty hard before you package them, because if you package them before they harden, they crumble and they squish. So you're never going to be able to package them nicely. They must be hard before you package them. When you package them, they don't ever go off. So there they are. And then you take one and you crumble it under hot running water and you get the most extraordinary bubble bath. Okay? So it's a fabulous bubble bath. And it basically just allows you to be very creative. You know, unlike your other bubble bath where it's going in a bottle and there are not too many things you can do. With this, basically anything you can imagine you can do. Except those ducks. You know those ducks are there? The soap ducks are there. At least you can't do those. Their heads fall off. It was very sad. They were all decapitated. Yeah, just a bit heartbreaking. Okay, so bubble dough. I work with powder colouring. I'm just looking over here. I'm going to pink and purple maybe, orange and yellow, and some glitter. Yeah. Okay. So I could have chosen to do pretty much anything today. Okay. With bubble dough, you can do whatever you can imagine, whatever mold, whatever you can do. But the reason I'm doing this is simply because it's fitting in with a kind of a Mother's Day theme. Okay. So when you take it out of the bag, it looks a bit crumbly. And you think, oh, there's something wrong with it. It's not nice.